Hey everyone, happy 2026. Welcome back to the Book Barn for our very first episode of the year. I'm Laisha.
And I'm Lainey. Today we're talking about Remain by Nicholas Sparks, and we have a returning guest with us.
Melissa is back in the Book Barn. Melissa, you were here almost exactly a year ago, so welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So before we jump in, do you ladies have new reading goals for this year?
I set on Goodreads that I wanted to do 40 books last year because I thought that was an attainable goal, and I made it to 39.
Oh, that's good.
So I think I'll stick with 40. I didn't really try to reach it. I just kind of set a book for the month and, number that I could reach. And I was feeling good about it. So
well, good. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh,
it
thank
sounds
you.
like a good number.
Yeah.
Do you have any other titles that you've been reading?
Since the last time I came, I've discovered Kristin Hannah, and wow, new favorite author.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, she's really popular.
Yeah, I've spent the last year kind of going through a lot of her books, and I love them.
I don't think I set a goal last year. I just was like, read, and I didn't do as well in 25 as I did the previous year. I think I read like 21 books. So, not bad, but not close to what I had.
You had a very busy year.
Yeah, I have had a very busy year. So I just decided that I'm going to live life and read, obviously, because I know I'll get at least 12 for our book club. Right.
Right.
Yep.
And so I'm not worried about, setting a number and being disappointed in myself. I'm just going to go with the flow on that. But I did kind of kick it into gear right in December, and I read, I'd already read Remain a little ahead of time, so I'd finished that up, and then I read Writers and Lovers by Lily King. Heard of that? Anyone? No. It was cute. It's she has a really witty style of writing. It's set in 1997 Boston, and it follows a 31-year-old aspiring writer who is navigating grief after her mother's death. She is struggling financially while working on her novel, and she's waiting tables, and she gets caught up in a love triangle. Okay. So then I liked that, and I thought that's the first thing from Lily King I had read, so I decided to read Heart the Lover. Have you been seeing that one? If you've been looking at anybody's Goodreads list from various groups across like the Facebook, reading groups, it's really popular. It's been in like some people's top 3 quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So it actually is a prequel, maybe sequel. It's a sequel to Writers and Lovers, but it happens before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They follow some of the same characters, but you're not really certain of that. I knew it ahead of time because I had heard about the book. Writers and Lovers was published in 2020. Heart the Lover was in 25. It also explores a love triangle in college. It's between the narrator and her 2 classmates, which resurfaces later, decades later. And so that book is written in like 3 different parts that span years. They were both really good novels, I thought. They're standalone. You don't have to read one or the other to know what's going on, but they are kind of companions too. So it was good. I liked both of them, and I enjoyed Lily King's writing. And then I decided I can squeeze one more in, so I read The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop.
I have heard of that.
Yes.
And I've wanted to read that. Did you love it?
I did like it. Yeah, her life was just very interesting. It was a good book. It was well written and kept me engaged all the way through it. She was a dancer in her early life. She had a role in the musical. She had the starring role in a chorus line. And she was on and off Broadway, did shows on and off Broadway. And then she was also the mother in Dirty Dancing, Baby's mom.
I remember that.
I did know that.
Yep. And then, of course, Gilmore Girls. And it was really good. That was my last book of the year.
Good job.
Okay. So what about you, Lainey?
So I set my goal in 2025 for 31, and I got real nervous that I wasn't going to make it, but I did. I ended up with 33 books.
Oh, yay.
So I did well. And I'm going to up that to 35 in 2026.
Getting ambitious.
I am. I am going to talk about 2 books real quick. I read The Summer Storms by Sarah MacLean. It follows Alice Storm. That's her last name, is Storm. And she says that her last name has always been her most exciting feature. She's summoned back to Storm Island, where she grew up, for her billionaire father's, well, he died. And so she's summoned back for his, it's not really a funeral. It's more like almost like a party, but also all the kids have to do something for a week to be able to inherit their inheritance. And for Alice, she just has to stay on the island for the week. Jack shows up. He worked for the father. He's the one that distributes what they have to do, and he's the one that kind of monitors that everything gets done. And he falls in love with Alice. So, girls, if you read it, chapter 17 is pretty spicy. Bad weather starts rolling in. So these summer storms brings betrayal, secrets, and then a stormy romance. And it was fun to read. I enjoyed it.
Sounds good.
I did that one. It was a book of the month book. And then I listened to The House of the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Oh, girls.
I love that one.
I'm glad that you've read it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too. And
I think it speaks to like your teacher soul a little bit.
okay, I agree.
That's what got me into it.
You might not like it, Laisha, because it is fantasy. It reminded me a lot of Miss Peregrine's Home of Peculiar Children. And I basically thought that if you like fantasy and you like quirky, unique children,
It was really wholesome, in my opinion.
Good, so
Yeah,
good.
It was.
And the narrator, because I listened, was Daniel Henning. His voices for like Chauncey. Do you remember?
I do.
Oh my!
I didn't do any
gosh.
audiobooks for it. I'd be interested in that because I was making it up in my head as I went, and I'm sure it wasn't as good as what you heard.
Oh my goodness. So I really enjoyed it as well. I do not think that our book club
No.
girls would like it.
I know. I was always real hesitant to put it out there just because I'm not sure how everyone feels about some of those topics. But it was just so heartwarming, and
Yes.
I really loved it. It spoke to my soul. Book 2, I did not like.
I didn't know there was a book
There
too.
is a Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and I read that over the summer. And I've read 4 or 5 of T.J. Klune's books, and I've liked most of them. House on the Cerulean Sea was a 5-star. The other ones were 3s. Somewhere Beyond the Sea was a 1. I did not enjoy it.
Okay, good to know.
There was a Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune I read that kind of reminded me of Remain as I was reading it, because I was thinking, what other supernatural stories have I read where there's, supernatural beings within the story, and Under the Whispering Door is one of those. And I rated that one about a 3, maybe a 4, depending on what you're going through in your life, if you can connect with the beyond. It did. It made me think of Remain. So I thought about that one. I thought about that one recently.
What
I'm glad
a
you
great
liked it.
segue into talking about Remain. I like that.
So our book club book for December was Remain.
When New York architect Tate Donovan arrives in Cape Cod to design his best friend's summer home, he is hoping to make a fresh start.
Recently discharged from an upscale psychiatric facility where he was treated for acute depression, he is still wrestling with the pain of losing his beloved sister.
Sylvia's deathbed revelation that she can see spirits who are still tethered to the living world, a gift that may run in their family, sits uneasily with Tate, who struggles to believe in more than what reason can explain.
But when he takes up residence at a historic bed and breakfast on the Cape, he encounters a beautiful young woman named Wren, who will challenge every assumption he has about his logic and controlled world. This was a collaboration between Nicholas Sparks and M. Night Shyamalan. Sparks calls it a supernatural love story. So, what did you ladies think?
Did you like it, Melissa?
I did like it.
Did the romance and the supernatural elements all work for you?
I think so. It came together really nicely, I thought.
Yeah.
I agree. It was different from anything I've read from Sparks, but it did feel tender and eerie kind of at the same time. In the acknowledgments, Sparks says he's a great admirer of Knight's films. My favorite is Signs. Do you guys remember the first time you ever watched Signs? You've not watched Signs?
I've watched Signs.
I've watched it, but I was young.
Okay.
And it scared me.
Oh, when that alien
Crossed in front. That was
word.
terrifying.
So that one's my favorite.
I don't know what other movies, I suppose.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Sparks also mentions that he is a huge fan of the supernatural genre. He says this collaboration has been a highlight of his career.
Yes, and in an interview that I listened to with Sparks as a guest, he mentions that Knight's films often take viewers on an emotional journey. He used A Knock at the Cabin as an example. Sparks added that he strives for the same quality in his own work. And girls, in 1999, they wanted to hire Knight to adapt The Notebook into film.
Really?
And he had to turn it down because he was working on The Sixth Sense.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I thought of The Sixth Sense a lot while reading Remain.
there you go.
Yeah. So in Remain, Tate is recovering from acute depression after he has lost his sister. How do you feel that this book handled grief and, mental health?
I think it's a sensitive topic and they handled it really well.
I did like the part where it said his sister Sylvia escaped into romance novels to kind of take herself away from her bad situation, I guess. But I thought Tate, with his mental health, was really lucky to have his best friend.
Yeah.
So,
What did you think of the setting? Like the town itself and maybe the events like the mask and music festivals? What did you think about those?
I thought the town sounded nice, like a little Hallmark movie.
I know.
That I'd like to visit.
The building site sounded amazing. His friend's building site, I thought. Oscar? Is that his friend?
Oscar.
Yeah, their house, where they were putting their house, sounded so
I
wonderful.
want to visit the game store.
The game store
The game
sounded
store,
cool.
that's absolutely right up our alley.
Yeah.
I didn't really, the music festival was cool, but they could have substituted that with anything else and I would have been probably equally as interested. But the game store was my favorite.
The music festival made me think of our Neowalla. And how creepy would it be if everyone had on a mask?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That kind of does seem like it's going to invite some trouble.
Yes.
Doesn't it? Because people can be anonymous and a little mischievous and
Yeah. Creepy. So, how did your feelings about Ren change as the mystery unfolded?
She seemed to be at an age where she was trying to find herself. And so I felt bad for Ren.
Yeah.
I just felt bad for her because she would take the time to open up to somebody and then they would take advantage of her vulnerability. So I was interested and I liked her character from the beginning. But by the time we got to the end, I felt sad because she never got to grow up a little bit and find her people.
yeah.
You said that well.
Did I say that?
You did.
Okay.
Did you have other thoughts on it, Lainey?
Kind of the same, really. Yeah. She just,
I'm going to say, how many spoilers are we giving?
Yeah.
probably not that spoiler.
Okay. Okay. Well, like being raised by her grandma, I don't think she felt like she belonged anywhere. She just was always looking for that, looking for her belonging.
And a lot of her relationships, I feel like those men were not her people.
No, they weren't in it for the long haul. They were short term.
Yep.
Dax was married. He had no business being in the places he was being.
And that letter that he wrote to her. Yep, I didn't like him either. And I didn't like Griffin either.
No, I'm not condoning anyone's choices, but
No,
if
they
I
were
had
all
to
a bit.
choose, they were all kind of shady. But
Yeah.
but Dax was my most morally questionable.
But then Griffin went after her inheritance
Yeah,
after the fact.
that's icky.
Icky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. Well, we just kept racking up suspects too. The more people you met, you're like, okay, all right.
I can't remember the guy's name that ran the game store,
Nash.
but Nash.
Nash.
But he did her dirty too.
Mm-hmm. They all did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every one of them did. Yeah. Okay. So here's a good question. Do you believe in ghosts?
Dun, dun, dun.
Jury's still out for me.
Okay.
I don't know. What about you?
I don't know. Have you ever had moments where you feel
I've had a
questionable?
couple.
Yeah.
I've had a couple. I think of it more as like guardian angels.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do sometimes think that we're being guided. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Anything you want to share, Melissa, or is that all kind of personal?
I mean, I think some of those just happened. They need to be moments that have happened to you. And I think moments I've had as a child, I can't remember if those are real moments or if that's fabrications that we've created in our minds. But I don't know. I'm going to let life lead me here.
Yeah. Good answers.
And we did have a teacher once that 100% did believe in ghosts, and she would tell her students all about it. So, interesting.
So how would you describe Tate's overall journey from the beginning of the book to the end?
Tate seemed lost.
Definitely.
And the relationship with Ren gave him purpose. He definitely had more confidence to himself by the end of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how at the end he was jogging, doing yoga. He seemed to just be taking care of himself.
Yeah.
And I liked that a lot at the end.
Yeah, he knew within his relationship with Ren that it was not going to be a lasting relationship. So I'm glad that he used it to propel himself forward.
Agree. Yep. Okay. The big question, girls. Who killed Ren? We're not going to tell you.
I was going to say, are we supposed to answer that here? Yeah. Well, I will say, I'm not going to tell them, but I definitely had my suspicions. And so that wasn't a big surprise for me.
I also kind of.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. But it didn't make the book bad. Just a little bit predictable. Probably.
It made me feel like, yeah, I can see through this. Like I can do it because I'm not always best at it. I'll go down any path you lead me down. And this one I was like, not falling for it. But it was a good one.
Did you have a favorite line or a moment that really stood out to you?
I had a couple. Okay, one of them is Ren speaking to Tate. She said, I want you to live well and love deeply. Look for reasons to be grateful. Treasure your friends. Embark on wonderful adventures and honor the gifts you've been given.
Oh, that's good.
Those were her wishes.
Yeah,
to
I
him.
like that.
And then I'd rather be married to you for a single day than live 100 lifetimes without you.
Oh.
That one was, ugh.
Okay. Chapter 22. Ren asked Tate if he'd ever had a day where everything felt wrong. And that kind of made me think a little because I've had everybody has days where everything just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then the Henry Scott Holland poem in chapter 23, Death is Nothing at All. Oh my gosh, I had to pause on that. That was, and I actually went and looked up the whole poem because he only gives us one stanza. But it said, death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you. And I loved that.
Okay, so I did have one. It was on page 239, and I don't even know the context of it. So let me just read, and we'll see if we can remember. It says, well, we both know how the story ends. We had some blissful years together, but now I have only a handful of days left, and the prospect... Is this right?
Sylvia.
Mm-hmm. Sylvia's letter or video to him.
Okay. But now I have only a handful of days left, and the prospect of being separated from this good man who loves me with every fiber of his soul devastates me more than the loss of my own life. Thinking about his grief and suffering in the aftermath of my passing fills me with anguish. But listen when I say this to you, Tate. Despite all the pain we're facing and the terror I feel at the loss of our life together, it's infinitely scarier to go through the life never having loved at all, because without him, what would my life have meant?
Yeah.
I love it.
And their relationship, Sylvia, and was her husband's name Michael or Mike? Mike.
How could you forget that?
Oh, come on.
I know, right? My husband's name. But that was precious.
That was sweet.
Okay, we need to have some fun here. One of the things that Tate and Ren did during their time together is they liked to play games. And one of the games they played, what was it, Laisha?
2 truths and a lie.
So we need to do a round.
All right. Well, whenever you are ready, Melissa.
Okay, let's see how good you are. I won the spelling bee. My husband and I eloped. I can solve a Rubik's Cube.
Ooh, I know that one of your children can solve a Rubik's Cube, so it's possible that they taught you. That's possible. I don't know if I've ever seen a wedding picture with you in it.
Oh, same. So elopement could be a
That could
possibility.
be it. Yeah. But it makes complete sense that you would win a spelling bee.
Yeah. Those were all... She's tricky.
Laisha,
I worked really hard on these.
I feel like it's the wedding one.
Is the lie?
Is the lie. Oh, well,
no, I'm gonna go Rubik's Cube.
now wait a minute. I got to think about this. She said she eloped. I think that's a truth. That's not what I meant. I do think that's probably true. And I think the Rubik's Cube is probably true too. So I'm going with, I don't know.
She's tricky.
That is so tricky. Which one are you going with?
Rubik's Cube.
I do think she won the spelling bee. I'm going with the Rubik's Cube too, I think.
I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube. I have a child who can do it in less than a minute, but I cannot. I have no interest in learning either.
Right. My son is super fast. He has
Yes.
all kinds of Rubik's Cubes, and he's zoom. Yeah.
I have another boy who is really close to it. He's about halfway to learning, and he's
he'll
Big Brother's
get it.
Big Brother's teaching him. He'll get it 100%.
Yeah.
I don't have the attention span.
No, I don't have any desire to,
Good
to
job.
master
Yeah.
that. So, but
My Joe can do it.
Yeah,
I think he can still do it.
I bet he can.
Yeah.
I bet it's just muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yep.
well, those were very good, Melissa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
So final thoughts. Did Remain work for you?
It did. It
I
did
thought
for me.
so too.
It did. This might be the highest rated one that I've done for book club. Because
Really?
you know I've been not over all time, but in at least
Okay.
the last 6 months. I've been kind of a stickler
Oh, well, you know what?
over our book club books recently.
I feel like I have been too.
I have. I've been rating them really low. This one I rated a 4.
Okay.
4 out of 5.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
I also would say a 4.
I also thought a 4.
Yeah.
So I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And 4 is good for me.
Yeah.
There were parts that I was glad I was reading during the daytime.
Yeah.
It got spooky for a while, and I read it and I was like, huh, good thing it's 2 p.m. and not 10 p.m. Like I would have been having a hard time if it were dark out.
So I will say, if any of our listeners are in book clubs and they're trying to pick books for their club, I think this one would be perfect for October.
Yeah,
It would be a good October
I think
read.
so too.
Yeah, it's not so over the top that it's going to scare a lot of people away, but yeah, I think it could work for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Maybe it was a little bit predictable, maybe not, but it did keep me engaged all the way through. So, all right. Before we go, fun, girls. You know, our next book club will be meeting, our in-person book club is going to meet at Penn Avenue Fitness in Independence, Kansas, because one of our book club members is an owner, and I'm so excited to see it.
Me too. 2 of the characters in the book enjoyed doing yoga, and I know Penn Avenue Fitness offers that along with Pilates, Zumba, weights, so much more, I'm sure. Can't wait to go see. So I'm hoping to give it a try in 2026. Melissa, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We always love having you in the book barn.
And thanks for having me in your book club. I am honored.
You caught me off guard. I'm like, what do I say to that?
I know she said Melissa, and I'm like, what?
Well, we love having you in our book club.
Yes, we do. We really do. So everyone, thanks for listening to the book club. Thanks for listening to the Book Barn Book Club podcast. We hope that you have a very fantastic 2026. And until next time, I'm Laisha.
And I'm Lainey.
And I'm Melissa.
And keep your bookmarks bouncing.